Welcome back to the Lake Marshall Open. I am Ian Anderson, joined again by Connor O'Reilly. We've got round two, back nine coming at him.
It's another beautiful day out here in Virginia, you guys, and we've got a good battle up out on top. These guys came out swinging. You got Luke and Chris striding together at the top. Luke still maintaining his lead by 2 strokes. We got some hot scores coming in the top 10 on some other cards as well, though, to look out for. And the back nine of this course has a lot of unique and challenging holes, and should be some shaking up going on.
Seen some great golf out of Kevin Kiefer and Blake Poland as well. Kiefer with some huge makes on the putting green.
Yeah, Kevin with some big makes on the green, showing his skills there, and Blake just showing a solid all-around game and showing that he's not afraid to step up into the limelight here.
Looking at your top 10, Luke with a 2-stroke lead over Dickerson. As mentioned, Poland lurking 3 behind that. Kicking off the back nine on 10.
Here we got the elbow tree kind of defining our tight gap here, one of the tightest on the course, maybe the second tightest behind hole 2. This one's 667 feet. Hit that initial gap, break it slightly to the right, maybe over into this area, and then you're going to have a number of skinny gaps to approach over this little bush line as well. Kind of keeps you from throwing the low skipper and onto a kind of exposed green with the wind whipping up the hill there.
Not the longest par 4. Did you disc down?
Yeah, for me, I'm going with the Explorer fairway driver here. I think you could score even with a mid-range here, but I think most players, whatever you're comfortable hitting the gap with, I think a fairway driver is ideal here, though, because you can hit the gap and just penetrate straight for most of the flight. You really don't want to be too far right or left, just pretty dead straight.
There was Samson with the lots. What'd you call it?
The loots.
The loots.
The
Thank
loots,
you.
I believe. Yeah, all the Swedish Castaplast pronunciations are always being put on me by Luke. So.
Dickerson with his tee shot clean out the gap on some nice late turn as well.
Yeah, Chris has been leaning on that disc a lot. I believe the new Athena from Discraft, and really showing that he knows how that one's flying right now.
Kiefer.
Kevin possibly going orbit rive here, getting a little more aggressive.
That got through?
That was, shaved through the right side. You can tell the way he reacts. He hasn't had the greatest round going so far, and he's going to take any break he can get and try to run with it, so hopefully he can take advantage of that one.
I thought he was cooked. Here's Poland going to the forehand play.
This is one of those gaps that I thought about doing that on. It's tight enough that it kind of gets in your head, but the way this left to right crosswind's coming out, it kind of scares me, thinking I'm going to get lifted and blown off too far to the right.
Mm-hmm. There's an approach into the green. Here's Poland.
Most likely going to go with a straight mid-range shot from here.
Oh.
He's playing it down that left side and
The inside out even.
trying to drift it to the right, but yeah, just catches some stuff there. That's a tough place to be. He had a lot of options, but none of them were too big.
Yeah. Kiefer, this is better lined up, isn't it?
Yeah, Kevin's far enough right to have, I think, kind of the intended approach here. The big clean line. A lot of players are going to kind of be straighter than there and kind of dealing with some more pick and poke gaps. But yeah, Kevin found a nice fat gap there.
I like that. Rewards the distance, you know?
For sure.
Luke, a little pinched here, going to the recoil for his second.
Going Spike Heiser with the 12 speed on a 250-foot shot. That just shows you he was pretty pinched there.
Yeah.
Not going to be rewarded with a good look there.
Edge of circle 2 if he's lucky. Back to the fairway for Dickerson.
Chris going to be able to go with a zone here most likely and put it up high and soft. And his speed control is almost always exactly what he needs.
Isn't it? Another drop in for that man. Over to Poland throwing 3. Flex forehand, see if he can get this stall to the right spot.
Puts it up a little too nosy, and he's going to be left with another tester putt. He can continue to show his abilities to step up to the moment here.
He's been making them. Samson, a long look. Luke?
100-footer, and he thought it had a chance. Asked for it to sit down. That one kind of runs away a little bit behind it, but he shouldn't be too far.
Flash chains on 2 dimensions. Here is Poland. Another good make.
There you go. That's an exposed green with that water back there. Definitely one of the greens you notice the wind a little more than others, and good putt from Blake.
Mm-hmm. Kiefer. His look at 3.
Kevin looking to take advantage of that little bit of a break, missing the gap off the tee, and able to do so. Good start to the back nine after a rocky front.
Better lucky than good.
Most definitely at times.
Kevin, both there.
A lot of players like to say good luck before the rounds, and this year I've been a lot of times correcting them and telling them good skill with a sprinkling of luck. I feel like that's a little more
There you go.
sure on the course. Or a little more what I want.
Dickerson drops in a very, very nice birdie, kicking off his back nine. Solid save from Poland.
Yeah, nice simple putting stroke from Blake. It really lines up straight up at the bucket and not too high, too low of a swing. Just nice and simple, nice and medium paced.
Hole 11. Not the craziest par fours out here.
Yeah, one of the easiest holes on the course. The trick here is hitting it flat off the tee. If you do put any hyzer that's right to left wind, it's going to lift it pretty fast and make that gap harder to hit off the tee. But if you get anywhere near that bush we saw, you're going to have about 250 or less to the pin. And this one's pretty wide open. Most players throwing a forehand into this green, though, the way the tree's shaped, or a straight backhand works too.
Chris has the box.
Gets it low on hyzer. Getting towards that bush. He's going to be behind it a little bit, but he's going to have a pretty simple up from there.
Mm-hmm. Kiefer next to tee.
Yeah, this one's textbook. Right down the center by Kevin, in front of the bush. Not going to have to worry about it. Sure, he's going to lean on that forehand. He's showing pretty smooth on that one.
Luke going to the Gould. What was that one again?
That one's a distance driver with a little bit of straightness on it that he can get some distance out of. But
Ooh, it was going,
Yeah.
but found a tree, unfortunately. I think birdie's still in play.
yeah, it definitely is still in play, but he's going to have to play a pretty big forehand from there. Really thread the needle on a backhand, possibly.
Poland, last on the box.
Yeah, kicking to the right from where Luke would have been a nightmare, but he was fortunate to stay with a pretty neutral kick.
That looks nice. Ooh, a little early, isn't it?
Yeah, a little too much hyzer there. It was really close, but he kicked left, and that's going to be really good for him.
Here is Samson, 297, a little uphill, but reachable for his arm.
Probably that recoil again, I'm going to guess, with the stability of that disc.
Oh, he went Gould, actually.
Gould, okay. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's really showing how
much he
far
needed.
and how much he needed to stretch that shot.
Yep. Here's Poland.
Blake taking the wide open shot. Took a good kick to the left there and puts himself circle's edge. He's made good from there all day, so let's see if he can continue.
You like his chances. Dickerson, far enough back this bush, hopefully isn't an issue.
Yeah, he's got options here. Choosing the little force flex, most likely with a raptor there. And checks inside of the one tree you really want to get inside of there. And, yeah, pretty manageable. 20-footer.
He's been automatic from that range today. Kiefer, just 222 left. This looks wide.
Oh, yeah, he misses the hip fire there a little bit on the standstill and hangs onto that disc a touch.
You a standstill guy or you go slow run up?
I'll do a standstill on a shot that short, but right around that 250 zone is kind of where it starts to, like, depending on what disc I'm going to select, I'll do a little slow run up or not.
There's a miss from Samson, and that will cost him as Dickerson likely to tie this ball game up. Kiefer.
Yeah, Kevin not happy with that. He was in a perfect spot off the tee, and yeah, he's a really solid forehand player, so uncharacteristic miss for him.
Poland.
There you go, Blake. He's really showing a cool head out here on the course.
He
and
is.
It's nice to watch.
Really impressive. He is solid on the green. Dickerson for a share of the lead.
Yeah, no more funny business from Chris Dickerson today. He looks like he's determined and dialed in, and a chance to tie it up here on the back nine.
Doing major winner things here.
Yeah, Chris is just a picture of consistency and a player that anybody can learn from.
There's Kiefer dropping in. His par along with Samson.
Blake scooping up all those slow-mos today, and enjoy that limelight while you can.
Yeah, buddy.
Hope to see him out on tour some more. He's had a good showing so far, and hopefully he can get out some more next year.
Oh, I love this par 5 here.
This is one of my favorites on the course. I said it today as I stepped up to this hole, and it's 885 feet, putting it at a distance that feasibly you could eagle, but with how tight it is and how hard packed the ground is and how close that out of bounds can come on the left and how close that holly bush ridden left rough on the right can come in. You definitely want to throw a fairway driver. Some players even go into a mid-range off the tee here just to keep it in the middle. And yeah, you do that twice and you're going to be left with a pretty short approach to the basket. You try to get greedy, a lot of times it's going to bite you on this hole.
Yep, true words. So you mentioned that OB lurking just on the left the entire way down, and that rough on the right is...
Yeah, it's kind of a little ditch. You're going to have some weird footing, and there's a lot of holly bushes on this property, or holly trees, and they are spiky, and between those and the thorns, you're going to be coming out of there bloody most of the time.
Oof. Dickerson fires it up the middle. Will it hold?
A little heavy on the hyzer, but I think he's playing a pretty slow disc, maybe a mid-range there, so doesn't drift too far left. He's going to have still access to the main gap, which is important on that side.
Blake with the little right. Oh, friendly kick.
Yeah, if that one kicks right, then it's going to take a whole nother stroke off him there, but from there he can still progress and even take a birdie possibly.
Agreed. Kiefer.
Almost a blessing for Blake the way that plays, because there's no thought of eagle there. Now he can just try to put it in the middle, put it low, and give himself another like 280-footer to the basket for his third.
Kiefer a little bit off the fairway left. Hopefully can find a gap for his second. Here's Luke. He is going with a Lutz.
Yeah, you can tell he doesn't love it. A little flat, a little low of his hand, and where Kevin is on that left side, the difference between a little too much left and a lot too much left can be a very fine line, and there's a lot of tiny gaps over there, but it's hard.
What a kick there for Blake, right in the middle of the fairway. Takes advantage too. Big second shots.
Yeah, he leaks a little left, but he'll have a lean out forehand from there and probably 300 or less to the pin.
Samson, see if you can find an Anheuser angle. Ooh.
Going back to that Cax, and he's been throwing that real well all day. It's a nice straight mid-range that he can get a lot of glide out of, but still put a lot of force into it.
That was well done.
It was.
Dickerson, a little bit off fairway left, but manageable. Heiser flip maybe?
Yeah, still able to access that main gap, but has to play pretty steep hyzer and playing a slow disc once again, playing that mid-range.
The man's playing golf out here, Connor.
Really showing the surgeon that he is on these longer holes.
Kiefer, a little bit off fairway left for his third.
He got to a spot, though, where there wasn't too many trees. And
second, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh,
a kick down to the right. It's going to be troublesome there, but he has enough distance to where par still looks very manageable.
Here is now Poland throwing three. Just a slight overturn on that forehand.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of players go to that forehand flex from that side. The backhand hyzer gets a little skinny, and then the kicks on that are going to go left, and that's no-go here.
Dickerson biting off this hole one bite at a time. Here's this third bite.
Mid-range, and he's at 36 feet. Let's see if he can cash one in from distance here.
Right-hand side of fairway, we've got Kiefer throwing three.
Whacks his hand into the foliage in front of him. Hopefully it wasn't one of those hollies, but he's going to have another scramble shot from there, about 160 to the pin or so.
Still in the rough. Samson. Oh, that's right. Will it fight? A little, huh?
Luke looking like maybe he pulled that a little high, maybe trying to give that a soft bid, and that greed's not what you need when you're battling with Chris Dickerson, who's just going to methodically chip the course apart.
Poland. Hoping for up and down here. Maybe a throw-in?
Oh, my gosh. Great touch on that approach. That was a very straight disc, and he just popped it up nice and gentle.
Swing it back over to Kiefer. You called it here. 140 into the pin. Throwing four for the up and down par. He's going to have a chance, Connor.
Yeah, he's going to have a little jumper, looks like, or maybe just that high flat circle two putt he's been putting out.
Here's Samson from 45. He's got an alley.
This would be big for Luke, and not quite. Starting to show a little bit of frustration, so hopefully he can reel it in coming into a tough stretch of the course.
Got to stay positive. Kiefer. Oh, I thought that was in.
Yeah, with the height he gave it, I thought it was getting there for sure, but just didn't quite give it the spin.
Dickerson for a stroke on the card, I believe.
Yeah, if you can see the whites of Chris Dickerson's eyes, he's too close. And, unfortunately, not too close on that one.
No, it doesn't not take advantage of that. Would have given him the one-stroke lead. He will remain tied with Samson.
Luke's going to have a fortunate break there. Hopefully he can take a breath and calm down, realizing that, yeah, I might have given myself a chance to lose a stroke, but it didn't happen.
Poland. Nice putt there for his par. I believe we'll have 2 more of those coming our way. Luke up first.
Luke putting with his new Tour Series Reco X's. Y'all go check him out. Support the guy. He's a hard worker and just a good gentleman to be around.
Yeah, he's the best. Big Luke fan. Dickerson. His version of 5. It finds home.
Chris on that little 15-foot knuckleball we've seen him develop, and I don't understand it, but that thing goes in most of the time.
It works. Get a look at Luke's form here.
Another one of these poetic B cams for you guys. These things are giving me life, y'all.
Ah, love it. Guy's treating us today. Your scores through 12. Evan Smith continuing to bubble 9 through 12
Evan
on the
is
day.
shredding right now.
Oh my
Andrew Fish
goodness.
moving as well. Hammerstein slowed down a little bit.
My name's Garrett Gerthy. People may know me as Double G, and I've been making Double G craft jerky since I was 16 years old.
I'm always a snacker, so about halfway through, I always find myself reaching for that bag of Double G jerky.
My favorite has got to be the garlic lover's dream. You just can't go wrong with garlic and beef jerky.
That middle of the round, you get into that slump. I'm gonna reach for that Double G craft jerky to help me finish strong.
So most of you can't throw like Double G, but if you get his craft jerky, you can certainly eat like him. Go out and get some Double G craft jerky.
You can find Double G craft jerky at doublegjerky.com.
Air Spectrum is Prodigy's new line of premium lightweight discs in the mid-range, fairway, and distance driver models. You can now get beautiful bursts of color no matter your preferred weight. Bag one today at prodigydisc.com.
All right, welcome back to the Actions Norway section.
We are back in Norway. Just as beautiful as yesterday. A little bit of headwind ripping at us here. 369-foot par 3. Pick your poison. Are you most comfortable with the straight putter? Maybe a mid-range here. A lot of players going to be leaning on that forehand if you throw with the right hand.
I was watching FPO this morning. I saw a forehand go OB and a backhand go OB. They are both tough.
Chris
Dickerson
switching his play up for the second hole today, going from backhand yesterday to forehand today, I believe, and showing once again that he just has all the skills he needs and he trusts them. He just is going off what feels good at the time.
Here's Blake. Nice low forehand.
Yeah, you want to get it low here, and this one's tracking the bucket.
Oh, come on.
He gets any bit of pop up there. That thing is cashing it in, and that was a great line from Blake.
So well done. Luke going to the Reco.
Surprised to see Luke not going forehand here, but honestly, he's been throwing these Recos a lot.
Oh, my.
They're a good straight putter and can handle some torque.
On a rope, that one.
Yeah, that was nice.
Kiefer.
Kevin back to that same putter. Hits it hard, trusting a little bit of drift out of it. That's well thrown.
The commitment of these shots is awesome.
Yeah, you gotta love it. This hole is a ton of fun to throw, and it's also fun to watch. Just exciting all around.
They're off down the hill, and we are putting for birdie. First up, Samson.
It's a big moment for Luke here. There you go.
A nice make.
Good hit, Luke.
Little pep in the step. That one slips in the right pocket. Just gave it enough.
Maintain his share of the lead.
Yeah, take a breath. Get ready for one of the more treacherous holes on the course.
As he's got to assume Chris is going to make this one, and as assumed.
There it is. Chris is starting to dial that putt in and starting to find the center of the basket a lot more.
Yeah, the putt has looked just almost automatic today.
Yeah, I've been on the pole in almost all of his makes.
Kiefer taking no time making his birdie. We're looking at a star frame here. Kicking off our Nordic trip here. Drop in birdie for Poland.
There you go, Blake. Look at Luke's bid here. Really gets that back leg up a bunch and uses all of his body.
Ooh, sneaks it in low right side. Well done. Go from peninsula to double peninsula, Connor.
From the 5th easiest hole to the number 1 hardest hole on the course.
Ooh.
We are on the double peninsula, hole 14. This one, you're really at the mercy of the disc gods. You throw your shot, whether you want to get on that first hill or not. Does it roll? Does it not? You never know. And then coming into the second one, it's very steep. The camera doesn't quite show how much that cliff drops off just to the left of the basket, but there's some spots there that are borderline you can't even stand on, and a lot of stuff happens on this hole.
Dickerson. The common thought is you need to be top.
No.
Oh.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Chris playing that turnover putter and
Yeah.
just never gave it the height out of his hand. That's very surprising, and this hole can come get you quick, so Luke is probably licking his chops there, hoping to put this one in bounds.
Dickerson played this so well yesterday.
He really did. He broke this one down, and Spotter had to dance there a little bit. Blake shot, but that's going to be a good spot.
Luke next. What is he going with
Luke
here?
playing that same play with the Reco.
Yep.
Going with Chris's play, and he puts it. That is really surprising. Luke is a very solid forehand player, but also just showing that he's feeling dialed with his backhand right now.
Disaster there. That was your leaders both finding out of bounds off the tee. Crazy, Connor.
From one being able to take a breath to both of them kind of taking a sigh, knowing that, all right, now we're both in the same boat, and I'm guessing they're both going to possibly lay up from there and try to get their bogey fives.
Big drive from Kiefer.
Yeah, that's a great spot. Kevin's going to be looking at the basket, probably going to have 250 into the bucket or less, and he's going to be getting up and down most likely.
Dickerson laying it up to the top of the hill before he pitches across with his 4th. Samson doing the same, and those are nice shots.
This hole feels scary. You kind of throw your shot and just wait and hope that it doesn't give you the wrong side of that coin flip.
Playing Plinko up there.
Yep.
Here's Kiefer after the great drive, throwing 2.
Puts this out flat with some trust and gets through the branches, settles in nicely. That shot probably made him hold his breath a couple times, but
Here's Poland. That one swings. Oh my
gosh, yeah. That one comes
Dang.
just in front of that tree. You really have to test that tree on the left, the leaning guy, to park the basket. Otherwise, you got to kind of put it 30 foot right. And Luke loves to pull this
Samson.
one.
That was his 4th. Where did it go? Oh, it goes in the water.
Oh no, things are kind of falling apart a little bit for Luke here, and showing some frustration. Hopefully he can reel things in quickly.
Dickerson throwing 4. Trusting it out over the OB. It's swinging in. Will it stay on land, though?
Oh my gosh. He
Somehow.
plays that miss to the right, but he's really taking a risk with that much angle in the green, and he smiles, the rare smile, because he knows he's very fortunate right there.
So they're giving Luke a spot across here where he's throwing 6.
Interesting. Okay, so they thought it crossed there. It was hard to tell from
Yeah.
the way we were watching it, but I guess he had a good enough case that they gave it to him.
Birdie bid for Kiefer, not to be. That's going to be a par, but
Lucky to get over the top of the cage there. If he squares it up, a lot of those are rolling right back at you.
Dickerson for 5. Automatic today on the green.
Wow, Chris smelled blood for a second and made sure to lick it up.
He's going to have a 2-stroke lead here?
Yeah, that's going to be a big swing, and this is one of those holes that you know can cause a lot out there. So as a player, you're just looking to get through with 2 good shots, and hopefully your fate is something you can accept.
Yeah, exactly. There was Kiefer dropping in his par. Samson, I'm pretty sure this is a 7.
Like literally all week.
Yeah, it's gonna take a big chunk out of Luke's sails and his momentum he's built up, but a couple holes left to try to finish on a strong note for him.
Nice little band-aid putt here from Dickerson, saving the bogey.
Yeah, good extension there. That putt's a lot more downhill than it looks from there, and he's definitely, his head is below the bottom of the cage there.
We are going uphill on 15, Connor.
15 is going to be our steepest uphill shot, I believe, on the course. This one's playing like 440 to get about 290 up here to the top of the hill. Drift it off to the right a little bit, and you're going to have this nice tunnel here that's going to reward you with a pretty simple shot at birdie. But if you're any bit left or right, there's going to be a lot of trees in your way, blocking you from getting back into that fairway. You see a lot of shots leak out left here. Guys not getting it turned over enough or throwing too fast of a disc, or yanking them to the right, trying to force the turn here. So let's see how these guys play it.
There's a big drop-off left-hand side of this fairway as well. Poland airing on the correct side of the fairway. Oh, he's actually center cut almost.
Yeah, that tree he just kicked left off. If you can get just right of that, you're in the dead center, but I think he's short enough to where he's still looking down that gap.
Kiefer up the hill.
Kevin playing a rive and forcing it over. Gets a little drift left. It's going to be questionable whether he can see down that gap or not.
Dickerson with a 2-stroke lead over Samson and Poland currently.
Chris playing flippy driver.
Samson.
Maybe a Lutz out of...
You called it, yep.
Luke Samson, and
wow.
he creeps into a spot where he's just past that little stand of trees on his right. He might be able to sneak back in through that opening.
Is this workable for Kiefer?
Oh, he's looking at a bunch of tiny gaps there, maybe only a couple feet wide, and yeah, Kevin's not having his finest day on the course. He wants to get out of there quick.
Poland, he is hanging.
Yeah, Blake's had a really clean card. Only one bogey, I believe, there on hole
look at
8.
this.
And yeah, he makes that one look easy. He's gonna have another birdie coming.
Dickerson will need to get up and down to hold on to the 2-stroke lead.
All of a sudden, after hole 14, Blake is now solidly up there in the mix, right there, only 2 off the lead.
Chris, he's out in circle 2, I want to say. Poland might get within 1.
Yeah, Chris hasn't made too many circle 2 putts this weekend, so let's see if he can right that ship here.
Same can be said for Samson with a good approach. This is a huge drive.
Luke got fortunate to have this gap right here. Very specific spots to find the gaps, like I said, from that left side, and Luke found one of them.
He's up there with a birdie look. Back to Kiefer, throwing 3.
Gotta release it really high over these bushes, and you got some low-hanging branches, but Kevin's gonna fight up there for a tap-in par.
Not bad. Dickerson, circle 2. Look for birdie.
To maintain control, and Chris sneaks it in that left side.
The pedal is down.
Scrambles to grab the disc up, trots in there, and grabs that disc out. He's back to business. Knows it's time to finish strong.
He put that good program in the Robot Chicken today.
Yep. Ooh, a little low out of Luke, but gives it just enough. Important to use your legs, so even sometimes when the hand doesn't quite work, you got the rest of the body doing it. So.
There you go. There's Poland with a really nice birdie. Fantastic approach. Kiefer, believe saving par. And he does. Well out in circle 2 is Dickerson.
Oh yeah, these baskets definitely don't love the outside putts when they're high, but the low ones on most baskets are gonna swoop in there pretty nicely, and Chris just gave that one enough.
And your scores through 15. Evan Smith, 11 down currently through 15 holes on this track.
Evan
Connor.
tapping into those double digits that we know is out there, but with the gusty winds that we've had, it's playing pretty tricky, and Evan's showing once again that he's capable of putting down some really hot scores. Here we are on a tough par 4, playing with a left to right crosswind. Coming through that gap, you need to kind of force over a distance driver with a little bit of turn, or play a very straight, powered up fairway driver. It's hard to get access to look at this basket. Most players are just shy of that corner trying to throw some kind of hyzer, but if you can get far enough down, this one gets pretty easy. You miss your drive though, and this hole gets pretty hard and pretty fast.
Yes, it does. Poland with the box. 2 off the lead.
I like the height on this one. If he can get right of that tree, as he does, that's going to be money for him.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be one of the better. Oh, maybe he caught some of that foliage, because I don't think he got the distance I expected on that one.
Dickerson.
Looks like he's going faster disc than that other yellow fairway he's been throwing, and maybe making a correction for yesterday.
It's
Also slightly tucked to that corner. He's going to have to play a high spike hyzer to get to the bucket.
Yeah. That OB long might come in play.
Yeah, absolutely.
Samson.
Here's that Wraith out of Luke. And drifts that one just right. Very similar line to Blake. Let's see if he gets fortunate with the distance.
Oh, this is the best of the bunch.
Yeah, this one, it looks similar to the other guys from that view to you guys, but it's right enough that he's going to have extra distance off that tree line to swing the hyzer around it.
Kiefer overturned.
And
Will it work?
is not where you want to be, but he kicks out left, and he's going to have a pretty manageable par. Hopefully he doesn't try to do too much here.
That looked tempered.
Yeah, he kind of had his decision made for him, but he's not going to be very happy with that one. That's
that wasn't great.
Yeah, he's left in the spot that a okay drive ends up. But oh, these guys actually got to a better spot than it looks.
Poland throwing 2. Yeah, they're far enough back on the corner, aren't they?
Yeah, I thought they were a little tighter in there, but these guys can pretty much almost see the basket and don't have to play that spiking hyzer the way I thought they might.
That is going to be 4 in a row for Poland.
Blake's making a charge here and trying to keep himself on the lead card and keep himself in the conversation for a win here.
Luke with the approach.
Nice shot for Luke. He's got a 25-footer. He's had a couple of those recently and looking for him to squeak it over that rim again.
Dickerson, can he make this angle work?
So Chris was tighter like I thought and plays that super well. That's a much harder shot than he just made that look. It might only look like a 270-foot hyzer, but you really have to trust it out over that out of bounds on the right. Otherwise, that OB left just comes in right away.
It's about the same look for Kiefer's 3rd. And it's a decent result, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like he put that one somewhere up in the high circle left.
Oh, yeah, he's right there. Dickerson for birdie to maintain those 2 strokes over Poland and Samson.
Well thrown second shot by Chris right there. That's a nervy shot to execute. If you miss that, the bogey comes pretty fast.
Agreed. Luke to stay 2 behind Dickerson.
There you go, Luke. Getting that one a little higher in the chains and really jamming it in the heart.
Got Kiefer here for the par putt.
Yeah, Kevin's kind of increased his pace of play here. You can tell he's not having the best round, but still in there battling.
Yeah, nothing embarrassing.
No,
Yeah.
not at all. This is a tough track, and if you're off by just a little bit on the tee, it's really hard to score. So hoping to finish strong on a tough 17 and 18.
Poof goes Samson down the hill. Poland with 4 birdies in a row.
Yeah, Blake is just sneakily just chugging along back there while we're watching these other guys battle, and he says I'm right here.
17 on deck.
17 is going to be one of the hardest birdies to grab on the course. Very long par 4 at 915 feet. We've got this wind coming at our heads, a little bit off the left possibly. Sometimes it feels like it's off the right. You're never really sure, and that makes this tee shot a little scarier than it might normally be. And then if you can get access to see that basket, you're going to have to throw probably a nice turnover shot. Most players, though, aren't even going to be able to see it and are going to be left with 450 or more into the basket. This one's a tall task to birdie, but we probably will see some looks off our lead card.
Okay. Poland with the tee.
Nice and low here. That's going to be the key. keep it away from that left side OB line, and it's a good spot to be.
Yeah, still a lot of work left for that birdie look, though.
Oh, yeah.
Dickerson.
Chris playing a little bit more to the right, and he's going to get a little more distance the way that slope shapes, but he's not going to have as much visibility to the basket. Going to have to play more of a turning shot.
There's that wraith again for Samson.
Luke looking to get some distance here.
Just
Drags
a little
this one
low.
over, yeah.
Gosh, that had life in it, didn't it?
Yeah, if he has that a little bit higher, he's getting another 100 feet there, but hanging out pretty close to Chris, so they're going to be able to, or Chris is going to be able to watch him throw first and kind of go off of that.
Kiefer with a little bit higher swing.
Yeah, Kevin getting a nice full flight out of that, and
Oh, wow.
500 footer off the tee there, nice and simple.
Not bad at all. Poland. I wonder if he doesn't just play this for par.
Yeah, Blake's in one of those spots where getting greedy is really the only thing that'll hurt you, but it looks like that bit of a branch hit kind of keeps him out of trouble. It was already fighting out of that way anyways,
Yeah.
but you never know where it'll go off the trees.
I'll have a solid chance for his up and down par from there. Samson.
Luke going to try to show that forehand power off and really punch one down there. Ex-baseball player, he's got a big whip on him, and this thing fights up
Dang.
there for a jumper. He penetrates that tree line. That's a
That's
big one.
Showing off there. Dickerson, his second, 465 to the pin. Looking for the big Annie Coast.
Chris flipping one over late, and he's going to be a little shy of Luke there, both with outside chances at birdie, and see what happens.
Kiefer had a big drive. Can he take advantage? Oh, maybe?
Good angle if it fights. Oh, yeah.
Overturned.
Barely too much turn there. He was on the way fighting out. That thing was going to have a pretty close putt if he beat those last branches there.
Poland looks like the birdie streak is over as he lays up for par smartly here.
Yeah, smart chip up there from Blake. He knows being on that lead card tomorrow is valuable for his brand, and I'm sure he wants that.
And you're not losing strokes to many with a par here on 16.
Not at all.
Or
Only
17,
a few
excuse
birdies
me.
are going to be given up on this hole. And,
Let's see if Dickerson can snag one from distance. 80-foot look. Oh.
Just a little more turn, and that would have been money.
Mhm.
But like you said, a bonus birdie to pick up and see if Luke can make him pay. Oh,
Tickles the chains, Connor.
loved it out of his hands. Just
Oh.
a touch too much hyzer.
He's going to stay 2 behind Dickerson, as will Poland. Here's Dickerson's par.
I'm watching these all weekend, but I don't know why those knuckleballs keep catching me off guard. But Chris putting them on the stripe today, though.
They catch a lot of chains that way, I guess.
Yep.
Kiefer drops in par, as will Poland. Look at his back 9.
Yeah, he's really keeping it clean. Like we said, only one bogey so far. He's shown the ability to score birdies. Really been a solid putter all day. That's been the thing that's really stood out about his game
Yes.
to me, and that shows a good mental game.
A lot of great circles edge makes. On to our finishing 18. It's an adventure.
Yeah, here's our one 4-digit hole on the course. This par 5 offers another water carry. You can choose to attack over it off the tee or play it out safe over that road on the right off the tee. The second shot, most players are going to throw a layup right in around this zone, having about 280 to 220, 240 into the pin, depending on how well you throw it. This is an eagleable hole if the wind direction is favorable and if you're looking to rip it off. We saw Chris kind of get to that corner yesterday, and who knows, if he puts off a better drive, he might be able to get up there today.
Shouts to Randon Latta. Has gotten it both days.
Yeah, I saw Randon park it in practice, but we all had a tailwind in practice. We have a flipped wind right now.
Mm-hmm.
So Randon's been getting it in the headwind, showing how much true power he really has.
He
in the
looks like he has a lot of power
Yeah,
after I've ever
he's-
seen him throw.
He's got a violent throw and really just gets a lot into the disc.
Yep. Poland with a bit of a safe drive there. Dickerson, he attacked yesterday. This is a different gameplay here.
Yeah, Chris has flipped up his line or his disc or his throw on a number of shots, and Like we said, just showing the ability to adjust on the fly. Realizes that, you know what, I don't need to cut that corner to take a pretty simple birdie here.
The stall here from Luke. The stall is...
Stall's overstable 9-speed, kind of like
Okay.
your Firebird Raptor type of disc with a little more dome on it. So he's looking to avoid the ability to flip it too straight to the right with a possible distance driver.
Kiefer. A little more aggressive.
Yeah, Kevin playing that one pretty textbook. You kind of want to test the right edge of that road, and if you get a little skip off the gravel or you don't, you're kind of most likely not going to get all the way to the water left and be happy with that.
Chris not in position to attack for eagle today. This should be a layup play.
Yeah, Chris picking that spot on the horizon in a spot where he can't really see his landing zone. Just has to trust the stability of the disc and trust the hyzer angle out of the hand.
Poland.
Blake whipping that forehand nice and flat out over the water. That's showing a lot of trust, and he's been impressive all day. I'm excited to see Blake continue to grow in this sport.
It's been a nice sidearm when he's busted it out today.
Absolutely. I don't think he's leaned on it as much as a shot like that would lead you to believe he should, but
Agreed.
honestly, he's showing a good balance.
There's a nice approach there from Samson with his second. Here's where Kiefer's drive got.
Just like that felon out of Kiefer, just chipping it up, trying to give himself overstable putter into the green.
Everybody in business. For the up and down birdie, Luke going with the yarn.
Yarn is a nice overstable approach, like we said, zone type of disc, and Luke
Oh.
probably putting a nice full rip into that one, knowing that he's not going to go long. Parks it.
Yeah, I thought a Berg was going to be overstable when I first threw it, but it's really not.
Yeah, it's kind of true stable.
Yeah.
But not necessarily overstable. It's going to resist any turn, but it's not really going to fade on you.
Dickerson into the green.
Chris hangs this one perfectly wide, but catches a little bit of skip. Probably playing a faster disc there, maybe going with that Raptor, look like.
Feels like he hasn't missed all day, though.
Yeah, his pace, the speed of release on almost all of his shots has just been on point. He's shown quite a variety of shots and speeds like he always does.
Ooh,
and
Kiefer buzzing the tower.
yeah. Kevin trying to finish in style, showing the people that he's got some excitement for them, even though this round didn't quite show it.
Blake looking for the up and down birdie finish. Worst case, he's 2 back with
Another
a round to
forehand. He
play.
picks that up right away. He knows he likes it. He's showing confidence out here. I really like that out of Blake.
That's birdies on what, 5 of the last 6? After he drops this. Oh, Kiefer.
Kevin.
Unfortunate day to him.
Yep.
And an unfortunate ending as well.
Quit tap. Get out of there and
Yep.
recover for a solid third round after you grab a new putter out of that back of the van. I got a couple for you if you need them, Kev.
There we go. There is a Dickerson. He doesn't miss.
Like we
Especially
said
not
yesterday,
today.
yeah, you could tell Chris was dialed in and really on one on the tee, and if he just got anything going on the greens, you knew it was going to be a dangerous day, and he's sitting there with that double-digit 11 down, hot round of the day.
Poland puts in his birdie. He'll be 2 back. 18 to go here at the Lake Marshall Open. Same can be said for Samson if he puts in this birdie. There we go. Should be a good battle.
Yeah, story of the day, obviously you got Chris Dickerson at that 11 getting hot like we know he can, and we thought he would if he made some putts, but Blake really impressive, staying strong on the lead card, doing his thing, playing his style, and gonna get another chance tomorrow to play with the big dogs.
No camera jitters here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really impressive. We saw Evan Smith was 11 through 16.
Yeah, 11
was
was
he?
popping off in there. Andrew with an unfortunate triple bogey on 17. He was in the double digits for a little bit as well. But yeah, some hot scores today, as well as some guys moving the direction they didn't quite want to on moving day.
Well, it should be a fun finish tomorrow. We'll catch you there. Thanks for watching.